L'accord de Paris pour le climat est accepté.
We have seen some changes. We have seen some initiatives taken. But the problem is that the temperatures are moving faster than we are making changes. If that is the case, then we will have a bigger problem than we anticipated. We believe that developing countries must be given a stronger voice and more effective representation in the governance structures of the international development financial institutions. We need to change and reform this debt sustainability analysis framework for low and middle income countries. We forget that 70% of the world's poor actually lives in middle income countries and not poor countries. And there's continuously a failure to recognize that. In simple terms, we also need to allow people to borrow cheaper and for longer terms. You can't build schools and hospitals with 15-year money and 20-year money. Not if you're going to have to find space to be able to build resilience, to be able to meet the demands of the climate crisis. And if you don't build the resilience, you're going to incur far more in loss and damage. And we know that for every dollar that we spend in building resilience, we avoid $5 to $7 in loss and damage. We feel also that the IMF and its shareholders could look at and must look at a new issuance of a one-off boost of special drawing rights again. And we were able to do that during the pandemic, and it made all of the difference. Since the pandemic and with the climate, we have a number of countries on the brink of a debt crisis or some fully in a debt crisis. And if we can therefore get $650 billion of new SDRs, but also recognizing that we have to change the access to the SDRs, because if not, the countries that least need it will end up getting the majority, as happened before. We believe that we're going to have to take a new approach because we accept that there may not be enough public money out there on its own from countries. A number of countries are going through fiscal crises themselves, including the developed world. And therefore we say, look, you have a number of multinational corporations whose balance sheets are far greater than 2/3 of the world's countries. Let us find ways of their contributing in the same way, according to the polluters pays principle. If you've caused a problem, then help pay for its resolution. If you're going to benefit egregiously from the solution, then leave a little something on the table to help create the stability that we need. We need the political will. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. We need the political will. And that's why we are launching the third iteration of Bridgetown Initiative, largely because we believe that there are three themes around which we need to focus our attention: changing the rules of the game, shock-proofing our economies, and dramatically increasing the financing for sustainable development goals. We do need that coordinated action. We need greater scope, and we need faster pace. And I'm sorry if the message doesn't change, and it doesn't change because we just haven't done it.